For the purpose of this demo, we will deploy the frontend using only S3 and CloudFront. In a real production setup, you would usually attach a custom domain using Route 53. But since that requires purchasing and configuring a domain, we will skip that step here and simply use the CloudFront URL. Since our chat interface is a React application, it ultimately compiles into static files, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That means we don't need a traditional server to host it. Instead, we can use Amazon S3 for static file hosting and CloudFront as a CDN layer. This approach is extremely common in modern cloud architectures. It's simple, scalable, and very inexpensive. First step is to build the production version of our React application. Right now, we are running the development server, but for deployment, we need the optimized production build. So from the frontend project directory, we run npm run build. This generates a build folder. Inside this folder are all the static assets needed to run the application in production. This includes the optimized JavaScript bundles, styles, and the main index.html. These are the files we will upload to S3. Next, we will log on to the AWS console and create an S3 bucket to host the frontend. I'll create a bucket and name it something like AI knowledge assistant UI. For this demo, I am disabling block public access because CloudFront will need to read the files. Once the bucket is created, and I'll click on create bucket. Once the bucket is created, we go inside and upload the contents of the build folder. One important detail here is that we upload the contents of build folder and not the folder itself. So the root of the bucket should contain index.html, the assets folder, and the compiled JavaScript and CSS files if any. Now, instead of exposing the S3 bucket directly, we put CloudFront in front of it. CloudFront acts as a global CDN. It caches our application at edge locations around the world, which reduces latency for users. So we go to CloudFront and we click Create Distribution. We select the free version for now, the free plan, and click Next. We give the distribution name as AI Knowledge Base Assistant and followed by, let's say, CloudFront. Let's click Next. For the origin type, we select our S3 bucket. Click the Browse S3 button. Select the bucket from here. Click Choose. Then we click Next. Let's keep the rest of the configuration mostly default for this demo. Click on Create Distribution. So our distribution is created. Once we create the distribution, AWS will begin provisioning the CDN. This process usually takes a few minutes. So you can see the status is still showing as deploying. There is one small but important configuration we need for React applications. React uses client-side routing. So if a user navigates directly to a route like /chat or /history, CloudFront might return a 404. To fix this, we configure a custom error response. So if CloudFront encounters a 403 or 404 error, we redirect the request to /index.html. So we select the error code as, let's say, 403, select yes, and the path will be /index.html, and we select 200 as the response code. Click Create Custom Error Response. We will do the similar for 404. So this ensures that React handles the routing correctly. Once the CloudFront distribution is deployed, AWS gives us a domain. It looks something like this. So when we open this URL, so CloudFront fetches the files from S3 and serves the React application globally. As you can see, our front end now is officially deployed.